Dear lovers of exotic and luxurious scents, today I'm going to seduce you. Cheers. Scientists claim that there are theories of fatal attraction that can be proven based on the theory of scent. The sense of smell or olfaction is one of the most important senses for a first impression. Scents, perfume, it's all a very, very personal experience, and your personal preferences of the sense of smell. Perfume becomes a mirror of the soul. Because of this, how you present yourself to the world in terms of scent then becomes a reflection of who you are, of your character. And that is exactly the theory behind V Canto's or Canto, V Canto's scents. I've heard it said Canto, I've also heard it said V Canto, so we're going to call it V Canto today. V Canto carries with it fragrant notes of not only the beauty of medieval poetry and Dante's work of the Divine Comedy, but also the art of the human soul. I've been wanting to talk about V Canto scents for so long. They have impressed me so much, and I wanted to wait to do it the best way, but you know what? I'm never going to figure out the best way to do it. So today I'm just going to talk about two of the fragrances I have really been enjoying this summer. Just try to impress upon you guys how wonderful these scents are and how you really need to go check them out. Let's just get into it. The story behind V Canto is so cool. It's not only Tiziana Terenzi has her line of perfumes, but her brother Paolo then created this line of V Canto. And his perfumes are just as artistic and beautiful of a story as Tiziana. So V Canto is actually inspired by the most enchanting love story ever written, a love for the deep roots of homeland. For over 700 years, the Terenzi family has lived near Gradera Castle. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, but it's one of the most evocative castles in Italy. Dante Alighieri chose to honor this magical place with an entire chapter in his Divine Comedy. And it's from these verses that the creation of these perfumes were born. These fragrances contain the history of passion and love and sins and humanity told through Paolo and Terenzi's artistic and evocative fragrances. They take you on an emotional olfactory journey through human nature. And I'm just going to quote this line because it just says it all. The fragrances to wear as a manifesto of the most profound inclinations of the desire to explore our deepest inner self through the evocative power of fragrance. Dante took you as a travel companion, so does Tiziana and Paolo through these fragrances of the soul that either take you to what you are or will become. So the first edition was launched in 2015, and the perfume house has obviously continued creating fragrances since then. The line has 5 different collections of fragrant notes named after the colors from the Divine Comedy, such as blue, green, and red, and 2 collections that have unique names, Love Leaves and Souls of the Castle. Then each fragrance itself has this seductive and rich tale behind it. 2 of my favorites are what we're going to talk about today, the ones that I've been consistently wearing throughout the summer. The first one being Cianuro, and I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. The other one I'm going to tell you about I've been trying to buy all summer long, and they are out. It's out wherever I look, if that says anything as to the degree of loveliness of this fragrance. The first one we're talking about, as I said, Cianuro. So I'm just going to read you the story behind it because there's no way I can paraphrase this. Cyanide, easily confused with cooking salts, crystals, thanks to its seemingly harmless appearance, was very practical and effective as a poison. Terrifyingly easy to camouflage as appetizing salt, its effects are lethal. In fact, it could easily be confused with salt to flavor deliciously deadly dishes for a Last Supper, and it was very easy to transport, hidden in the ingenious secret compartment of Lucrezia's famous ring. It was a trusted friend who knew how to serve the hypnotic beauty of the wondrous lady, just as the creation will enchant and hypnotize those who draw near to it, a seductive and bewitching potion, which, with an apparently harmless charm, capable of releasing its fragrance like a magical and enchanted aura, the seductive force of this creation will echo on the breeze long after you have passed by. Top notes: mango, maracuja, papaya, pineapple, and neroli. The heart notes: water lily, narcissus lily of the valley, and Turkish rose. Base notes, oak moss, patchouli, sandalwood, Tuscan leather, and cashmere. Personally, I think this fragrance is a lot lighter than the next one I'm going to be talking about. It reminds me so much of Chanel Chance. It doesn't smell like Chanel Chance, but it has kind of that same freshness, that youth, that fruity vibrancy, freshness. It smells luxurious. It's very smooth. It's clear. It's like looking into a Caribbean pool where you can see the starfish and the fish underneath it. It's just this breeze of fresh fruit. No other way to describe it. It's smooth. It's too smooth to be like a super sweet fruit. It's just very clean. There's no bitterness to it. There's no tang into it. It's just this straight, fresh, fruity fragrance. And I just find it enthralling and captivating how these fragrances are paired with poisons, where they're so enthralling and so deadly. I guess the nature of the forbidden fruit, the one you can't have, the Delilahs of the world. I can't show you the bottle because I don't own it, but Cianuro. And I love how the sample cases look like a castle. I love that. You have the emblem inside, and then the story, the notes within the story of the fragrance. I mean, Paolo and Tiziana, they take the theme and they run with it, and it is embedded in every part of their packaging and fragrance and bottles. Fully is enraptured with the premise of the fragrance. And lastly, or next, I guess there's only two. So next we have my favorite, Stricnina. Again, the castle inside a new shield with the story and the notes. Very royal. And again, there are so many of these fragrances that are just so enticing, and I intend to speak more on a few more of them in the future, but I knew this was going to be lengthy with telling you the details of the fragrance and the history. I just wanted to be able to speak on Stricnina as much as I wanted to. Like I said, I have fallen head over heels in love with this fragrance. It is definitely my most favorite fragrance of the summer. I have been wearing this one almost consistently, but I can't find the bottle anywhere. So, and you all know I am a fickle frag. I have thousands of samples of fragrances now. I'm consistently purchasing discovery sets, just be introduced to new fragrances and new perfumers. It's art. It's like I'm swimming in an ocean of art and I can't get enough. And yet, this fragrance has enraptured me and calls me to wear it almost every single day. So, mwah. This little beauty. Stricnina is part of the Red collection. I'm just going to read it to you yet again. Looking through old volumes bound in Tuscan leather and dusty with the weight of history, we discovered the hypnotic fascination of one of the most lethal poisons, particularly loved by Lucrezia for its efficacy and speed of action. Like charm and seduction come into play silently, yet inexorably, leaving you breathless, this magical, all-powerful creation knows how to lure instantly and win the heart of those who live in the wake of its scent. A hypnotic fragrance with an engaging smile, capable of seducing any heart with fatal consequences. And this fragrance opens with passion fruit, lemon, cassis, and bergamot. The heart of the fragrance, magnolia absolute, ylang ylang, fig leaf, peach, cinnamon, and raspberry. Base notes, vanilla bean, brown sugar, sandalwood, red patchouli, musk, and amber. I love this fragrance mainly because of that peach note. I think the peach note it's just all enveloped so perfectly in this. It's just perfectly blended. Paolo, you are an artist, but it's a very fruity fragrance. But when I think of fruit with this one, I think of it as a red fruit. I don't know, I can't tell you why, but it smells like a red fruit fragrance to me. I think opening, you definitely smell the passion fruit, you smell the cassis, it's very fruity, you smell the peach, you smell the raspberry. I think within the first 5 minutes that subdues a little bit and the fig leaf begins to reveal itself a bit more. It becomes a bit more tangy of a fragrance. You don't have so much punch of those red fruit sweet notes. I think it's, just like the fragrance says, it entices you and it reels you in and then starts to lull you. With the fig leaf and the vanilla bean, the brown sugar, the patchouli, the sandalwood, the musk, the amber, it becomes more mellow more subdued, but yet you still have that presence of the fruity notes. I've read from other reviewers that they consider it a very heavy raspberry fragrance. I would say I smell a lot more cassis than I do the raspberry, but that's just me personally. I'm not going to complain about a raspberry or a cassis note. Again, it's very sweet. It's a little bit how the Cianuro, or if however I'm saying that, probably incorrectly, but that was much more clear. I don't want to say crisp. It's more clean, clear, fruit, smooth fragrance. This one is much more, I think of it as a maze. It's taking you through different pathways and leading you every which way. And it's sweet but subdued, and it's tangy yet mellow. And maybe that's why I like it so much. It's unique, it's creative, and it keeps you guessing. I do not think that this is a fragrance for someone who wants to blend in with the crowd. I think this Cianuro is a much more like one of those loved by all fragrances. 80% of the population is going to love it. It's just very smooth, floral, fruity, clean, clear. Stricnina, on the other hand, this is a lady that wants to stand out. This is a lady that does not mind being noticed. I keep saying lady. It's a unisex fragrance. Both of these are unisex fragrances. Stricnina is a person that want to stand out, whereas Cianuro is someone who might want to blend a bit more. Stricnina was launched in 2017. It's considered a fragrance for both women and men. It is considered a fruity, sweet fragrance, whereas Cianuro is considered a tropical sweet fragrance. Cianuro is considered a shipper fruity fragrance for women and men, launched in 2018. So Stricnina is a bit older, obviously, than the Cianuro, but I think they probably both lean a little bit more feminine because of their fruity, floral nature. However, I think a man could pull off either. Like I said, the Cianuro is much more smooth. I can see it easily being worn to work by a man in a suit, a business suit, though I think it could be worn every day. It's more of an everyday formal situation as opposed to running to the grocery store every day. Stricnina, again, I've worn it every day, although I do think it is a bit more fancy of a fragrance. I mean, bottom line, Cianuro if you want to blend, Stricnina if you want to stand out. I just did a video on blending where I talk more about bringing out the notes of a fragrance. In terms of that, the Stricnina, any of those pineapple, peach, papaya type body products that I speak of in that video would bode really well with this. That's what I've been sporting, particularly the beloved pineapple and papaya one. I think pairs really well with this. Also the whipped body butter. You'll know what I'm talking about if you watch that video, so make sure you watch the video. Again, my name's Katherine. Thanks for viewing my channel. If you want to learn more about blending fragrances or how to bring out the notes of these fragrances, please tune here. Make sure you hit like if you appreciated this video. Make sure to hit subscribe so you can follow me. I love you all. I appreciate you all, and I will see you all soon. Mwah. Bye-bye.